Well, I guess January is still catch-up season, or should I say bat-chup season. Yes, I finally got me greasy cum-stained mitts on a MetaQuest 3 recently. Short review, more powerful, still love that it's wireless, still hangs off the front of my face like a fat orphan koala. More importantly, it allowed me to play that new Batman VR game everyone's been saying is great, or at least better than the previous Batman VR game, which in terms of bars to clear is a Snickers resting on 2 pencils. First impressions weren't great. I know the Batman Arkham series has long been grouped with Sonic the Hedgehog in the realm of create titles just by jamming random words on the end of the franchise word, but it's still disappointing they went with Shadow. They got it out before Assassin's Creed used it at least, which is officially the point of becoming completely hackneyed, but they cut it fucking fine. Anyway, in contrast to the first Arkham VR, which was a classic tech demo style early VR game, stand rooted to the spot and do the thing that makes the next thing happen, Arkham Shadow is actually a full-on Arkham game, meaning you can actually move. Shock. And as well as do the thing that makes next things happen, do other things that make irrelevant things happen. Horror, astoundment, hushed whispers amid the academics. The plot is a direct sequel to Arkham Origins, meaning this is the Batman we have at home Batman as opposed to the Conroy classic, but what do you want? Poor fucker's dead. Batman canon tends to be flexible. There's what, 12 versions of it in film alone now? So here's how the dice fell this time. Batman's parents were killed by Joe Chill, check, but now he was raised by Leslie Tompkins instead of or as well as Alfred. Man, why'd he get so hung up on the orphan thing? He had surrogate parents queuing around the fucking block. He also has a nigh brotherly relationship with Harvey Dent growing up, so I expect the Two-Face origin story to also get retold for the 12th time. This all has the same effect the Gotham TV show had on me, making me yell questions like, is there anyone in Batman's later career who didn't interact with Bruce Wayne as a child? And when are Penguin and Riddler finally going to snog? Anyway, the plot is, Gotham, the city that has never once in its entire history not been in the grip of something, is in the grip of a gang called the Rats, disenfranchised poor people protesting income inequality. Ooh, how relevant. When Batman is implicated in the murder of a rat who was in fact committing suicide to prove a point, old Grumpy Tights starts to wonder, maybe I need to rethink my whole approach to this. Maybe people turn to crime because of poverty and societal factors rather than inherent character flaws, and maybe that's a problem that can't be fixed by elbow smashing their legs so their knees go the wrong way. And as a chorus of onlookers cry, fucking duh, he vows to go undercover as a criminal in Blackgate Prison to both uncover the identity of the mysterious leader, the Rat King, and gain a better understanding of the criminal mindset. In practice, he ends up smashing an awful lot of legs so their knees go the wrong way, but some of them belong to prison guards, and that's character growth of a sort. I suppose there's a bit of synchronized cake ownership and consumption going on here, as the plot wants to follow the Batman's lead and get all chin-strokey about societal inequality and ultimately Batman's effectiveness as crime prevention, but it also wants to be larger than life in the established Arkham style, so all the disaffected poor people have to be huge muscle-bound martial artists in rat costumes, reciting revolutionary slogans in exaggerated New York gangster accents. I say it's a full-on Arkham game, it's a stripped-down one, more a 6-piece than a 20-piece McNugget box. The main setting is Blackgate Prison, which isn't Arkham Asylum, but apparently shares the same interior designer, and many of the same prisoners, somehow. Don't know why the fucking Joker's here, maybe they have an exchange program. You split your time between being Batman, investigating the prison after hours, and undercover Bat Boss, pursuing leads on the day shift, with both modes providing plenty of chances to get around asshole guards with stealth and get around asshole kneecap connective tissue with elbow smashes. The free-flow combat translates relatively well to VR. You'll hate it if you're one of those people who turn to the counter icons off in the other games, because sometimes this is like Batman's mask got infected with spyware. There's so many indicators, from countering to picking targets to punching the little glowing circles to finish a dude off. Still, Arkham Combat has always been about the sheer satisfaction of Batman's punches colliding with the sound of freight trains ploughing into orphanages, and that's all the more intensified when you're physically punching the air. I could never land critical strikes in the other games, but I can here because they depend on how hard you hit rather than timing, and I always get slightly embarrassingly into the VR motions because I can tell myself it counts as exercise. The translation of the stealthy predator stuff is a little wobblier because something seems to have gone wrong with the guard's pathfinding. I'd string one up on a gargoyle and then have to sit up in the rafters doing today's Bat Wordle while I wait for the other guards to stop milling around beneath them trying to scratch their itchy bums on the handrail. Also, the way you have to spread your arms to do a cape glide is pathetic, frankly. Every time I do it, I feel like a severely unmotivated Dracula impersonator. It rarely took on the first attempt, and I have long arms. I kept misjudging my position in my play space and smashing my hands into walls, furniture, and small dogs. Besides all that, the stealth is functional, if, again, a little stripped down to accommodate all the extra fiddliness of VR, like when you fail to use a batarang in a tight spot because you didn't pinch your fingers in front of your chest in precisely the desired manner. So that's core gameplay. There's also side objectives and collectibles. You have rat statues instead of Riddler trophies, but there's no real benefit to glean besides completionism and the fun sound they make when you fling them at a wall. You don't even get to punch the Riddler in the face at the end of it and ruin his future penguin snogging prospects. But if you want to talk about what I find generally disappointing about Arkham Shadow, it's the lack of that unique Batman Arkham fantastical streak. You run into Two-Face, Scarecrow, and Harley Quinn, but all in pre-villainy phases of their lives, so they're basically all just dudes. Dudes with jobs. The closest thing to a classic Arkham over-the-top supervillain fight is against some nobody prison guard who's inexplicably 10 feet tall. Again, a dude with a job. There's also an obnoxiously hard fight against a mob boss where you have to split your attention between punching goons, planting bombs, and flinging batarangs at a dude with a minigun, and while firing the minigun probably isn't the dude's job, he's certainly an enthusiastic hobbyist. Alright, fine, the third and only other boss fight is against a giant hallucination monster Batman, but that doesn't score points because Suicide Squad did the same fucking thing. And that's like copying from the exam paper of the remedial student who it turns out all along was writing on a square of used toilet paper.